All right, so before we get into Biola Adebayo's story, this is the first story that I'm looking at today. What Wanda Franco charged? Shocking allegations rock MLB. All right, so I'm looking at these stories on this story on. I'm actually coming across it for the first time, but the first thing I saw kind of took me aback. So I wanted you guys to be in on it, so that maybe we can follow up on it later on. But it says Tampa Bay Rays shortstop Wanda Franco went to trial Monday, June 2nd, in the Dominican Republic in a sexual abuse case involving a 14-year-old girl. This guys, man, I don't know what's going on though. I don't know what is inside of the water, but it's a lot of things going on. All this crazy news. Anyway, so it says now 24. His 24-year-old Franco was having an all-star season in 2023 before Dominican authorities began investigating allegations he had been in a relationship with a minor and paid her mother thousands of dollars for her consent. I beg, pardon my manners. Let me say hello to some of my people in the chat. Sorry about that, guys. Ice, good to see you. Uncle Patrick, sir, good to see you, sir. Natu, good to see you. And of course, Jim. Shout out to Bukola Fadikwe, good to see you. She said, I really feel bad. Oh, so sorry. She's talking about Biola, I guess. We'll get to that story in a second. Jim said, this made me feel sad. Okay, we'll get to that. Let's get through some of this quick stories first. So Wanda Franco, I just wanted to say hello before I continued. The trial was initially scheduled for December 12th, but was postponed until June. Here's what to know about the trial. Let me see if there's anything. What are the charges against Wanda Franco? Franco has been charged with sexually abusing a minor, sexually and commercial exploitation against a minor, and human trafficking. Just in case you don't know, if you flew somebody out and they happen to have collected money for sex and there's documentation to reflect that, you're now moving in the blurry lines, in the gray area of human trafficking, okay, especially if the person is a minor. So that's for you, especially you gentlemen, okay? After an investigation that lasted over a year, Judge Pascual Valenzuela of the northern province of Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, ruled in September of 2024 that the evidence presented by prosecutors was worthy of the case moving to trial. Documents that prosecutors presented to the judge in July of 2024 and were viewed by the Associated Press alleged that Franco, through his mother Yudelka Eber, transferred 1 million pesos or $17,000 to the mother of the minor on January 5, 2023 to consent to the abuse. The mother of the minor has been charged with money laundering. Did you hear that, ladies? None of us are exonerated from these stories, just so you know. It's not a gender warrior type of thing. None of us are exempted from this type of stories. All of us will be held accountable. We need to be more responsible when it comes to these things. Nothing is happening in society that hasn't been subscribed to directly or indirectly by both genders. Listen to what I just said. Nothing is happening in our society without it being subscribed to directly or indirectly by both genders. Okay, so if you make it a gender warrior thing, you're not learning any lessons. It's no wonder why you're repeating the same cycle over and over. Okay. Prosecutors say that the minor's mother went from being a bank employee to leading an ostentatious life and acquiring assets using the funds she received from Franco during raids on the house of the minor's mother. Prosecutors say they found $68,000 and $35,000 that they allege was delivered by Franco. And I quote, "I heard all they said, but I wanted to say that justice must be done," Franco told the judges on the first day. He has otherwise refused to speak to the media. Why was Franco's trial postponed? Dominican Judge Yacaira Veras postponed the trial in December at the request of prosecutors because of the absence of several key witnesses in the case. Franco's lawyers asked the court to reconsider the postponement, arguing Franco needed to report to spring training in mid-February. The judge replied that Franco is obligated to continue with the trial schedule and is conditional release from detainment. What could be his sentence if found guilty? If convicted, Franco could face up to 30 years in prison. Is Franco being held in jail? Franco has been free on supervised release, although he had been required to make monthly control visits to the judge. He was also arrested and granted another supervised release in November for illegally carrying a gun in a vehicle. The arrest followed an argument in an apartment complex parking lot. Another man and a woman also were... Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Hold on now. Okay, so Franco has been freed on supervised release. Okay. Another man and a woman also were detained in the confrontation. 2 firearms were seized, police said. All right, so he's also getting in further troubles, even outside of the... One of Franco's lawyers said because the gun has a license, there's nothing illegal about it. A conviction for illegally possessing the firearm could prompt a 3 to 5 year prison sentence. Is Franco still being paid? No. But it was for nearly a year after Dominican authorities opened their probe. Franco, who signed, listen to me, some of you that have children, sons, okay, some of you that are very quick to jump out here, that single mothers are raising good boys. This has nothing to do with single mothers. That's not the point. What I'm saying is beyond the fact that it's single mother or not. It's about parenting all around. You want to make sure that your parenting skills is top notch. You don't want to have gone through all this survival, and then you've survived, you've raised your children. They've now signed a $182 million 11-year contract with the Rays in 2021, and only to end up in this kind of trouble because they don't know what to do with themselves when they are accorded a certain level of power. Power is intoxicating. Power can come in the form of money, in the form of ability to attract other people to follow you, or attract women for young men. They don't know what to do with themselves when they are accorded a certain level of power. So it's parenting skills all around is what I'm talking about. Whatever odds you need to be in your favor is what you need to gather to be in your favor, because it could be any variable. There's so many variables that goes into parenting. It's not just if somebody is raised in a single household or not. It's not just that. That's just one factor among 20,000 other factors, right? But every one of us have one factor against us or the other. You want to identify what those threats are and make sure you mitigate them. That's all we're saying. That's all we are saying. But let me come into the chat. Let me see if you guys have something to say about this. Our days, they call it importee. Oh, that's what they call it, importee. Oh, I know. Oh my God, I'm sad. What happened? Marriott, Bele, don't worry, we'll get to the stories in a second. All right. So, but anyway, humility is going to be key in probably a good theme for today's lessons. Humility. No matter where you find yourself, there's always a blind spot. It doesn't matter how good you think you got it. You could be in a household with 2 parents. There's a blind spot somewhere. You need to do your best to make sure you're identifying them as we go. All right. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that story right there. We're going to leave that alone. I have one more story before we get into Biola Adebayo's story. And yeah, may God help all of us. So yeah, I'll be right back. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. I will be right back.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.